What is going on, Salami Squad? It is your boys from the Meat Pack. We got Mike Richman and my boy over here, Alex Cruz. What is up, my man?
What is up? What is up? How's it
We
going?
are big chilling, and I'm doing great, brother. And you know why? Because AUDL is back this Friday. We got some games starting up. So for those of you that don't know, AUDL, American Ultimate Disc League, this is professional ultimate Frisbee, going to start going back down. A little bit of a jumble in the offseason. COVID shut it down last year, just like every other sport. Finally, time to return. A little bit of difference from last year. Now the league has 4 main divisions here. We are split up between Atlantic, West, Central, and then kind of out on an island, we got our 3 Canada teams who are going to play their own Canada Cup this year. So we got those 4 main divisions. And like I said, so this year is going to be split up a little bit different here. So we're split into 2 main campaigns. We got the normal slate of games that will go to playoffs, go to ADL championship in September, exactly what you expect to see. And like I was just hinting at a second ago, we got a brand new Canada Cup. So this is going to be between 3 teams, all in Canada, obviously. And they'll play a round robin and have a separate winner versus just the AUDL champion. So there'll be a Canada Cup winner and an AUDL champion. So a little bit extra Frisbee. And, they'll be able to broadcast all that in French for our Northies up there. So shout out for them. That is great for them. But let's just start breaking it down here. So let's look at these 2 campaigns here. We're going to start out with our Canada Cup here, our new division, which is just still kind of odd for me. Like I said, made out of 3 teams here. We got the Ottawa Outlaws, Montreal Royale, and the illustrious Toronto Rush, bro. And this is why I think it's such a twist that they did this here, because the Toronto Rush is the winningest franchise in AUDL history. Literally won the most games ever, just always have been a problem for their teammates, for their opposing teams. So in 2019, they went on a little bit of a skid, lost a couple more games in that season they did in years combined. But top to bottom, just huge favorites coming out of Canada still. And like I said, just shook up the league. The rest of the league has got to be feeling pretty lucky that you do not have to face the Toronto Rush here. Ottawa Outlaws kind of down bad, not going to lie. But Montreal Royale, that's a pretty solid team as well. So, to just have them separated from the rest of the league and, get this little isolation cup, super interesting move coming from the AUDL here.
Yeah, I think that's also, just being a fan of the big 4 in the U.S., seeing something like this is not common. I think it's interesting. It's definitely different. I wonder if it has something to do with COVID guidelines, possibly. But aside from that, it is very interesting. Did not expect to see just a 3-team kind of race here, but
yeah. Super interesting. I think it'll be a great little tourney leading up in championship weekend, because now you got 2 things to look at. Most pro sports got something else during championship weekend versus the big game. They got the Pro Bowl, you got All-Star game, etc. But now we got Canada Cup. So, and it's going to be sick, dude. Like I was just saying, those teams are no joke. Don't think they just got placed there like some B-League type mess. Those are good teams. So
yeah, definitely. When you see whoever comes out of that Canada Cup playing the AUDL, the US champion, it's not a scrub. It's going to be a good game. So that's definitely going to be exciting to see after that.
Yep, for real. So moving on here, we're going to bust down this Atlantic division here. So real quick, list the teams. We got New York Empire, Philly Phoenix, Raleigh Flyers, Atlanta Hustle, Pittsburgh Thunderbirds, DC Breeze, Tampa Bay Cannons, and the Boston Glory. And in my opinion, bro, this is the most competitive division in the AUDL, this Atlantic division here. Obviously, just looking at this list, favorites have to be the New York Empire, reigning champions of last year. And just talk about absolute stacked super team. All right, it happens in every other sport. It happens in Ultimate too. Talk about Marquez Brownlee, Jeff Babbitt, Ben Yacht, last year's MVP, Jack Williams. Just top to bottom, O-line, D-line. This team is ridiculous. I'm predicting Jeff Babbitt to be the MVP this year, dude. That's my early season guess. Obviously New York, heavy favorite here. Looking at the other teams, I really like Raleigh Flyers and DC Breeze as whole squads. Both of them have a little bit of star power. Jacob Fairfax for the Flyers, as well as Rowan McDonald for the DC Breeze, as well as just solid, complete teams. So I think they're going to win some good amount of games here. Then my dark horse right here, man, we got Philly, dude. And trying not to be a fanboy, with the exception of Sean Mott, there's really no one recognizable, no standout all-star type names on this Philly team. but I think that plays to their advantage. I mean, they just play as a whole team, whole solid unit, solid defense. I mean, the Phoenix have a core of committed veterans and a solid young rookie class this year. I mean, look out for Mark Sands, like I said, Sean Mott, rookie Nate Little, straight Philly boy right now. I mean, they're about to run it up, dude. Dark horse team in the Atlantic for me for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think completely agree with what you said. This division is going to be very exciting to watch. Like New York Empire obviously has to be the favorites, like you said, coming off the championship a couple years ago, reigning champs, but 2 years ago at this
Feels
point.
weird, right?
Yeah, I know, crazy. No season last year, but yeah, they're definitely the best team. But there's a lot of competition in this division. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. DC Breeze is another team I want to watch out for. They're a team that I think could come out.
Rowan McDonald teaches the entire league how to throw. I mean,
yeah, he's. I mean, it's impressive seeing him play, just to say the least. So he's. It's gonna be good. I'm excited for this division, to say the least. I mean, I think it's the team with the division with the most amount of teams. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of competition, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for it.
100% agree with you there. Moving on now, we got the West Division. Again, listing them off real quick. We got the San Jose Spiders, Los Angeles Aviators, Austin Soul, San Diego Growlers, Dallas Roughnecks, and the Seattle Cascades. And just kind of like similar as New York is a super team built in that division. Over here in the West, we got the same situation looking at the Dallas Roughnecks right now. Yep. Again, this team is just stacked on both sides of the disc. They led the league in takeaways in 2019. And then from there, added highlight reel defender Hunter Taylor for this year. Quick shout out Griffin Miller, dude, just knocking shit down. Insane closing out speed. And this team's just trying to make the 4th championship in 5 seasons. Crazy. So, I mean, championship game, etc. So make it to the game. But, I mean, Dallas Roughnecks, obviously, huge favorite out of this division. Another just crazy stacked team. But don't let that take away from any of the other competition in this division. I really like the San Diego Growlers. I think they had the best offseason out of any team in the AUDL. They honestly had a championship-level team with Goose Helton and the boys. And then this offseason, they just added Khalif El-Salam, who decided he wanted to play men's instead of mixed. He was going back and forth for a little bit, as well as a huge asset pickup, Greg Cohen. So, I mean, this is the Huck team, the San Diego Growlers, dude. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop it. I think they're going to be a huge force. So,
yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's going to be another good division, another good race to watch. Speaking of San Diego, you said it before me, but El-Salam is definitely a guy that I'm ready to roll with. I think it's going to be very exciting seeing him come in there and see what he could do, coming from like switching, like you said, between mixed and men's league and finally committing, and hopefully he can have a good impact on this San Diego team. And I actually think they're going to come out on top in this division. I think they're going to be a really good team. If they can get cohesive, they can get some coordination going between all those players, all those new additions. I think they're going to be a team to mess around with this season. So
100% agree with you. Moving on, before we move on to the next division here, do got to note that this is a huge rookie class all the way across the AUDL. So all these teams have a pretty solid base of veterans. And then, got really good rookie growth this offseason here. So we got a big class coming in. We're going to see a whole lot of new names. We just don't know them yet. So look out for that. Getting on here to the last division here. We got Central Division. Again, quick, listing them off. We got the smallest one. We got Minnesota Winchell, Detroit Mechanics, Madison Radicals, Indianapolis Alley Cats, and the Chicago Union. And don't get me wrong here, bro. All right, all these defenses, this division has the toughest defense that we're going to see throughout the entire league. Yeah. So just quick looking, I like Minnesota Winchell a lot. Arguably best solid 7 on a D line in the whole league. Looking at the Radicals here, they're still kind of rebuilding. But they've had a top 5 defense every year since 2013 with KPS holding it down there. Keith Pettit scaling, making highlight type plays all the time. So, I mean, again, really good defense. Moving on down to Chicago here, also had an insane offseason. Picked up Paolo Giannis, Pat Schreiwise, and Peter Graffi, as well as Keegan North. So, I mean, that is just insane. The question for the Chicago squad is not going to be, their starting rotations. It's going to be their depth. Are they going to have legs? Because their starting 7 on O and D is fucking juicy, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this division I think is going to be a grindhouse. Like this is division where you're going to it's just going to be tough. Every point is going to be tough. Every game is going to be tough. I don't think there's going to really be any shootouts in this division. It's going to be
All defense.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to say it, a grindhouse for me.
Yeah.
Just want to shout out my guys in Detroit. We're trying to get a W here. We're 1-39 in our last 40 games.
Yikes.
So we're looking for some wins here this season. We got the owner. Can't think of his name right now, but he's been the owner for, I believe, a whole 10 years that they've been in the league, and he's coming back and he's coaching. So he retired from coaching back in like 2017. He's coming back. He's going to be a co-coach here this year.
Okay.
And, last time he coached, they had 4 wins in that season. So we're looking to get back to some winning ways in Detroit here. We need some dubs.
Yes. And also, though, the Alley Cats here, so also in this division, and just honestly have dominated this division for arguably the entire birth of this league. But we got to acknowledge what's going on here, or what happened here in Indianapolis. All right, so we had 2 legends of the sport, Cameron Brock and Keenan Plew, both retired this offseason. And, like, when I say these 2 are the original dynamic duo, that's what I mean. And, like, to no exaggeration, we're talking all-time league stats here, okay? These 2 are number 1 and 2 in most games all time, number 1 and 2 in most goals all time. Cameron Brock has 504 leading. Number 2 is Keenan Plew, dude, 286. There is almost a 300-goal gap between 1 and 2 all time, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Who do you think was throwing that disc? Most assists all time, number 1, Keenan Plew at 358. And then just to harp on it a little bit more, the number 1 and 2 positive plus minus of all time, Cameron Brock at 570, Keenan Plew at 455. So, I mean, obviously 2 incredibly, gifted players, all-time type players, retired off this Alley Cats squad. So, obviously looking for some new stars. They do still have Travis Carpenter, who picked up a lot of that weight in 2019. So I'm excited to see what happens with this Alley Cat squad, but we just had to take a quick second and address some AUDL legends right there, brother. But yes, games are going to start on this Friday. We got 4 on Friday, 8 on Saturday. Where can you watch that, my man? You can watch that on AUDL TV. $9.99 a month gets you everything, dog. Everything. All right, we're talking select games from 2018, all 2019, all 2021 games, all championship weekend. We got plenty of new content, including AUDL Weekly with Evan Lepler. You can even watch content by your favorite team. You can watch specific games, special highlights. You get on Roku. All right, AUDL TV. Check it out. That is where I'm going to be watching the games. I'm excited. And also, Game of the Week every week will be on FS2, Fox Sports 2. So we'll get 1 Frisbee game on FS2 a week, as well as championship might get bumped up to FS1 here this season, boys. So we are on a come up here, and it just feels good to be back in some Ultimate, bro. Like we said, it has been a long hiatus, so I'm ready to get back into it, brother.
Very excited. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be one of the best seasons yet for this young league, and can't wait. Some young guys coming in. We got some old veterans coming back. It's very exciting for this league. I can't wait for this season to start. This weekend is hype, so let's get to it.
Yes, sir. We are the Meat Pack. Come back in, check in for game highlights, check back in for some recap, as well as some player interviews. Ooh. All right, DMP, we are fuck out of here, boys.
Perfect.